Alright, this is the MasterBuilt Sports Elite 30-inch digital smokehouse. Bought this obviously at Bass Pro Shops. It's got the integrated control panel with the blue LED, which is right there. Thermostatically controlled temperature for even and consistent smoking up to 275 degrees. And you got 181 square inches of cooking area and 6 smoke racks, which is awesome. And then if you look on the other side, here's all the parts you get. So you see the drip pans, you've got a removable water bowl, an air damper, the control panel, the racks, the drip tray, wood chip tray. One of the reasons I bought this one too is that side mount chip loader, which most of them have. Alright, so we're going to pull out of the box and see what you get here. Alright, so right out of the box here, basically you got your same description here. It opens up. You can see all your packaging in there, all your racks, everything like that. Here's your side clip, which is latched there. And then you can see all the external, where all your other fun stuff is going to go there. You've got your smokestack there, and your electrical cord on the back. Alright, so this is really important. There's a lot of pieces here, as you can see, when you pull it out. And it kind of sits kind of lopsided because you got to unload all this stuff. So this box right here has the 2 front feet there. The long skinny box are the side panels. Then you've got a water pan. You've got your wood chip loader. And then you see the other thing you're missing. You've got a door, the smoker door handle. You've got the grease tray. And what else am I missing here? You've got several racks here. They're all zip tied in there. You've got to pull all those out. There's also a bunch of foam back there you need to make sure you get out as well. And then what else am I missing here? And the wood chip loader, which is right over there. So, which goes obviously right there. Alright, so the first step is to flip this thing over. Take your picture, line it up with these squares. You're going to take these 2 rails, and you're going to use these small screws right here. This is your grease drip pan. First step. Alright, your next step are these front feet. There's 2 of them. Remember, this thing's still flipped over. So you see how that kind of lines up like that. And then what you're going to do is, see all these holes here? This is where I'm going to go in. You can use these black screws. Alright, step 3 are the side panels. You've got to remove these first, because then you're going to install these things on the sides right here. And that big hole right there is where these are going to go back once you screw these down in. I'll show you that in a second. Right there. Alright, so this lines up with this little groove right here. Kind of push it on in. See it slides in, lines up. And then all the holes line up. That's the foot you just took out. And you can put screws here, here, and here. Alright, step 5 is the grease tray. So you're going to flip the unit back over. You're going to see your gap. You'd already put your brackets in. This thing is the grease tray. So this little black thing, it's got a little handle on the front. So as you can see, we flipped it over. And then if you go underneath here, it will literally slide in with the rails. Oh, might have to get down here. Alright. And now that you're level, it just slides right in, nice and flush with your feet. Looks pretty cool. So when you need to pull it out, voila. Alright, step 6, you're going to install these. And you'll notice there's these little screw holes here, and you're just gonna open it up, and you'll see them right here. And you can see how these are already done. You're gonna make sure these are nice and tight, but it'll drop in on the big hole, slide down, repeat on both sides. All right, step 7 is, now that you have all of the rack holders in there, you can take your racks. You'll see that they it's a little bit of a, I don't know what you want to call that, bend there. Put that on the outside. Slide them in like that. Pretty simple. And obviously, you're given 3 racks here. You don't need to have them all in if you don't need them, or depending on the amount of food you have. But they're pretty well built. And you can hear again, there's that bend. That goes on the outside. So once it's all done, got your racks in. Alright, so here's the wood chip loader. If you look on there, it says wood tray. You turn, so you slide this in here. turn it and it flips it over. It's locked in place. Alright, so this slides right in right here. It's a little tight, but that fits in there. And then you are going to take your drip pan, as you can see here, that slides in the water bottle. Shouldn't have done that. Take that out of there, slide that in there, and actually it just does go like that. So that does lift off. I did not see that. So yeah, that kind of hangs on top. Here's your drip pan. That'll be kind of nasty. And that covers it. Alright, so really the last step is what you're going to do is, as you can see here, you're going to put your the wood chip loader on the outside. Then you have your wood chip tray here. And then this is the drip pan. And then, what is this? Oh, excuse me, that's the water bowl. That's the wood chip tray. So we're going to slide all those in there. Alright, so that completes the installation. It probably took me about 30 minutes. A couple little things on here. Talks about setting up a control panel. It does say direct sunlight may interfere with the LED, which makes total sense. Heat will turn off when your time has expired that you set. They've got a couple of recipes in here for red snapper, glazed ham, baby back ribs. They talk a little bit about pre-season instructions prior to the first use. This is important. I'm a big fan of this. Make sure there's no water in the pan. Set it at 275 and run it for 3 hours. That's really important. I never add more than a half a cup of the one filled chip loader at a time. Initial chips will be added until previous chips have ceased generating smoke. Again, very important. So you do want to use some wood chips at the end of that. Shut down, let it cool off. Then you're ready to go. Talks about how to load your chips. Half a cup at a time basically is what it looks like they're recommending. Check it periodically and reload if needed. And then, of course, be careful. This thing's hot. Never use wood pellets. That's important. Those things are ridiculous. I don't even know why they make those anyway. Anyway, a couple of precautionary things. Talks a little bit about your latch there. It's not hard to figure out. Talks a little bit about, some of the different types of wood you can use. I'm a huge fan of hickory and mesquite, to be honest with you. I've never used these two, but obviously they are around. And that's it. So we are going to load this bad boy up here with the Preseason. Again, make sure the water pan has no water, but it needs to be inside there. Set it to 275. I'm going to let it run for 3 hours. And obviously it says in the last 45 minutes, add a half cup of wood chips, unload the wood chips, and fill the wood chip loader. And you are good to go. Hope that helps.